Askreddit Asks, you're Stan, Satan's half-wit brother. Satan is taking a week of vacation and leaving you in charge. What kind of fucked up quasi-punishments do you issue while Satan's out?
You're sentenced to stand at the sink and wash dishes by hand. And you'll be released when you've cleaned them all. But more keep coming in every time you're about to finish the last one. Also, you really have to poop but you can't until you've finished cleaning the dishes.
I see you've worked as a dishwasher.
Geez, this one hits a little too close to home. I used to work as a dishwasher for Pizza Pie Cafe. It's been 2 years, and I still wake up in cold sweat sometimes thinking about all the dishes I need to do. Everyone has a piece of popcorn stuck in their gums that they can't get out.
Everyone is stuck in that state of quasi-constipation where you have to poop. But every time you sit down on the toilet the feeling goes away until you've wiped your ass, pulled your pants up, and left the bathroom.
And there is always a wait for an empty stall.
Dante walked to the next room, with Virgil trailing behind him this time. There is an unexpected scent to the air. Virgil, something that reminds me of home. Could it be popcorn? Yes. Dante. Indeed it is. Buttered, fresh, and served in excess. How is this circle meant to torment then? Is popcorn not among the most blessed of God's creations? Indeed it is, my Dante. But our tormentor Stan has worked up another infernal scheme. All of these tortured souls have been given ever-sharpened teeth. 30 per row top and bottom. They stand white and crisp and sharp and spaced just so perfectly as to allow a popcorn kernel shell to slide within each and every one. You mean, Dante began, his stomach dropping, that they all, yes, Dante, all told, about 60 popcorn kernels are stuck in the mouth of each of these poor, tortured souls' mouths. Dante then noticed that their hands were encased in blocks of strange yellow mass. The masses you see, Dante, are blocks of butter. It keeps the popcorn always far too salty to enjoy. And yet there is no water. It also makes their hands too large to fit in their mouths to remove the kernels. And what of their tongues? Many try that at first. But the tongues cut against the teeth and the kernels therein until they are but lumps of scarred tissue. The only way to remove the kernels is to eat more and hope that it dislodges, and so they eat more and more popcorn, furthering the cycle of their punishment. Dante finished. He shook his head in deep pity for the cursed souls before him. If, Dante added, at the end of days, God is to assign a punishment and torture for even Stan himself, I hope that it is one beyond cruelty, for such is as he deserves. Internet that is slow enough to piss you off, but not so slow that you want to do something about it.
You can load ads on YouTube, but can't load videos.
Flashbacks to 14. 4 dial-up internet days, shudder.
I see you've worked as a dishwasher. Man, that was the worst job. It's exactly like the other guy described it. The only good part was it was cash in hand. Otherwise it fucking sucked. My experience was just like yours except the cash in hand part. Also minimum wage.
Everyone is now stuck in rush hour traffic. The gas and brake pedals swap functions with each other at random intervals and without warning. If you hit another car, you are teleported to the back of the traffic jam. The reward for reaching your destination is you get to bathe in ice-cold pickle juice.
Also, the AC doesn't work. It's 120 degrees Fahrenheit outside and everything smells like exhaust. Your car seats are made of cracked vinyl and your skin is sticking to them. And the sun is always in your eyes.
Infinitely Tangle earbuds at it. Holy crap, over 10. 300 upvotes. Exclamation mark. I guess this is a universal frustration.
Mildly inconvenient at first. Infuriating after only a few seconds. Perfect. Fucking Stan.
This circle seems stranger than the rest, said Dante. Indeed, souls of the damned were shuffling back and forth around in strange patterns, crowding around walls covered with tiny dots. Strange it is, my young Dante, they all seek to listen to the music that surges through those ports. Dante then noticed that yes, they were all standard headphone jacks drilled 1,000,000 times over into the wall. What seemed a porous sponge-like rock was instead a solid cavern positively riddled with headphone jacks. The silence drives them mad. And so they are damned to eternally listen to the music that surges from the wall. But why do they keep moving? Every 12 seconds, a port playing music suddenly stops. Listeners must find another randomly active port through trial and error among the millions and millions. That does seem troubling. Virgil, it gets worse. My son Dante, every time a headphone is removed, its wire coils and twists back into a knot of inscrutable complexity. Their fingers bleed from endless twisting and stranging against small white cords while the vast drone of silence drives them mad. They need the music as a drowning man needs air. And yet, each time they take a gasping breath, they are shoved back beneath the waves and made to untangle a knot all anew. What an awful place. Virgil, what horrid sins brought these people here? Why, Dante, these are the engineers who removed the headphone jack from the iPhone and various Android phones. Such is as they deserve. Then, indeed it is, Dante, let us move on further.
Pickle juice? Quote question mark. Dante repeated, incredulous. Yes, pickle juice, said Virgil. Stan is not short for creativity. That is for sure. If that is the case, why do they race through these traffic jams? Why crash and honk and yell and wait endlessly? The temperatures here grow to beyond even the hottest summer's day. There is no respite from the eternal baking heat beyond the sticky, salty ice bath that Stan has promised to the damned. They would endure all of this pain and suffering, just for a momentary break from the pain and suffering? Where is the logic in that? Virgil, in eternity, man's mind begins to falter. We cannot grasp the agony of unending torment. And yet, somehow, Stan does. He knows they will give in. He knows they will endure, if only for their brief briny respite. And then they are thrown back into traffic anew. Such awaits all in life who honk on their horns no more than 0.3 seconds after the light changes to green. Such awaits them all. Let us move on. Virgil, the exhaust chokes at my throat and makes my eyes water. There are more circles of hell yet to see.
You can load ads on YouTube, but can't load videos.
Not even joking, this is happening to me currently. Ads load in 1080 and then the video loads at the lowest quality and takes 15 minutes to load 30 seconds of it.
This is frustrating. Understandable, but frustrating.
Mildly inconvenient at first, infuriating after only a few seconds. Perfect. Fucking Stan.
You have to wear wet socks. All day every day.
This would actually be such fucked up torture. Wet feet equals gangrene. Keep them wet. In a few weeks their feet would be rotting from their bones. But before that, the pain would be awful. The smell would be unbearable. And the infection would kill them slowly. Damn.
Like for God, scroll for stamped fee.
And there is always a wait for an empty stall.
The only line I remember from my ex's terrible poetry is, in hell the toilet seats are always warm. Carrot, thanks for the silver. Closing parenthesis.
Even when you're home alone.
Welcome to Japan?
Virgil took Dante's hand. This next circle, Dante, is among the darkest we shall see on our journey. All of the very worst of humanity are chaperoned to this innermost ring, where their eternal damnation rings in endless discord. I am ready. The two passed through the corridor and emerged in a vast, open space. The air was bitingly cold and stank with a heavy scent not unlike a horse barn. Is that, Dante trailed. P. Virgil said with great solemnity. It is P. The two traipsed into the vast cavern and Dante was finally able to see the damned souls from up close. Is that P on their butts? Yes, Dante, that is indeed P, and it is all over their butts. Their pants are forever wet and smell of urine, and so they get quite uncomfortable and it smells just plain awful. Virgil replied with a shake of his head. There are few whose lot is worse than these wretched souls before you. Dante watched them mill about in agony. Most of them not even wearing any pants at all. Those there, why have they forsaken their trousers? The center of hell is cold. And indeed the eternal pee on their butts makes them uncomfortably frigid. With no pants, there is no soaking wet feeling against your brown starfish all day long. But there is also the ever-present sensation of dribbling moisture leaving a snail's trail behind you wherever you journey. There is no winning when butts are covered with pee. Dante nodded, beginning to understand. I should like to leave this place. Virgil, this circle brings me great unease. Then let us be off. But remember well this image of butts ever covered with pee. For such awaits all who would give in to sins of pride and vanity. The two carried on ever deeper into the inferno before them.
Everybody's ass is perpetually covered in pee.
This is what I'm talking about. Seriously. What the fuck, Stan? Sure, it's a punishment, but it doesn't even make sense. Fucking Stan.
Well, if it happens to everyone, then it's just normal.
Every time you use the bathroom you are touched by Poseidon's tsunami.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day you amazing people.